What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Boozer here. Thanks for stopping by. Hopefully, you guys having a great Friday today, and hopefully, you guys have some nice plans for the weekend. Weather is getting nicer, I have to admit, and it is hard to stay inside. So, bring yourselves outside, touch some grass. It's a good time to go outside right now because rain is in a little bit of a lull. A little bit of a lull. I'm sure most of you guys can appreciate a little bit of a lull. No fusion, no crazy events. The weekend summoning event seems a little bit lackluster. Also, it's just a generic summon rush event with the 10x boost on He-Man, nothing too crazy. And if you guys really wanted He-Man, just buy He-Man. But anyways, that was for a previous video. In this video here, I'm going to bring your attention to a couple of free things that could probably help you out in the present time and in the future. So first up, we do have a free little gift here from Plarium in the shop. If you guys don't see it, make sure you guys log out and log back into your game, and you guys can pick up one of these free offers. So this is a platform gift. So grab this special gift. It's on us. Welcome to Teleria. Enjoy. Whatever, blah blah blah. And I assume this is using Plarium Play on the PC. So make sure you guys hop on in and grab this. It looks like it has a 3-day expiration date. Let me know in the comments below if it does work for you on mobile only. I assume it's a PC Plarium Play client install kind of gift. So if you have it installed, I think you get this gift, but mobile, I'm not 100% sure. So let me know in the comments below if it works for you, if you're just a mobile player. Again, nothing earth shattering, but you get a free ancient shard here, and these 100 Plarium points can go towards these new treasure tickets. So the 100 points can go towards your monthly milestones for your treasure tickets. Is it worth anything? Probably not. But still, free stuff is free stuff. Now, the other thing I want to bring up to you guys, I know some of you guys might already know this. If you guys have been playing the game a long time, this strategy is not new to you guys. But every now and again, I have to reiterate because there's lots of new players out there that hop into this game that don't know these strategies. So I want to bring your attention to this real quick. And I wanted to bring this to you guys quickly, giving you guys more days in advance notice so you guys have time to prepare. But basically, the Skeletor chase, any kind of free login champion, any kind of free rewards, this works with the daily login as well. So what I like to do is if I get a big energy day, I would, save that energy or look for, the right opportunity to use those energies. And the way you can save this or prevent yourself from collecting these rewards is by clicking the letter R on your PC. So I'm going to demonstrate this on the Skeletor chase, and I'm going to highlight how you guys can benefit from this. So Skeletor chase. So what would happen here is once you enter this splash screen is if I clicked X or I exited this splash screen, you would auto collect whatever piece, whatever item you have here. But what if I told you guys can control when you guys can collect this? So first things first, if you guys are on PC, you can click the letter R. Once you click the letter R, you will go straight to the shop. Once you're in the shop, you can head out of the shop and go wherever you need to go. If you click the X button, it looks like you come back right into the bastion. So let's try that again, Skeletor chase. There you go. If I click the X here, it would auto collect this glove. But if you press R, you go into the shop, you click X. There you go. That's what would happen. You click X, you go back into this splash screen. And then what you would do is you don't click the X, you go R, you go back in here, and then you click here, and then you navigate to whatever area you need to go to. Let's say Classic Arena, for example. You can do one fight. I don't think you necessarily need to do one fight. You can click X. As long as you make it back to the bastion, then you basically bypassed collecting your glove or whatever reward that is currently showing. So how is this going to be effective for you? How is it going to benefit you in terms of free goodies? So once you get to day 7 and then you have the option to collect Skeletor, Skeletor is worth 500 points in a champion chase, guys. So I'm going to bring up the Plarium Play calendar here. We don't have, a clear view of what's going to happen next week. But this week we have a summon rush, right, for the weekend, and usually go summon rush, champion chase, summon rush, champion chase on rotation, unless they have some kind of special event. So we can assume that next week is probably going to be a champion chase. So if you guys wanted to get an easy 500 free points, you basically have to collect Skeletor during next week's champion chase. 500 free points for a champion chase. Just going to pick up some free goodies along the way. I have no idea what's going to happen next week in terms of events. But hey, you can't really say no to a bunch of free points. If you don't want to save it for the champion chase, you can also save it for a CVC. Now, we just had a non-personal reward CVC a couple days ago. That means the next CVC most likely on rotation will be personal reward CVC, and a brand new legendary champion is worth 30,000 points. So obviously that's worth quite a bit. Now, we're not going to have CVC for another 10 days or so. So you could theoretically save your Skeletor for, 10 days, a week and a half, and then wait for the personal reward CVC and get 30,000 points that way. Either way, using the technique I just mentioned by pressing R and then not collecting the rewards, that allows you to bypass the rewards, that will give you the ability to collect Skeletor whenever you want. Now, keep in mind that obviously you have to do this within the time frame for this Skeletor event. So it says here, if Skeletor isn't claimed, it will become Shaman Chase on June 22nd. So keep in mind those dates. You can't save Skeletor forever. That's why we're just highlighting the most recent upcoming events, which would be the Champion Chase next week, and then the Personal Reward CVC a couple days after that Champion Chase. Now, I quickly touched upon this, but you can also use this ability on other areas of the game. Like I said, the monthly login rewards, you can do that as well. You can bypass collecting certain rewards until certain events are up. I sometimes do that when I really need like 400 or 300 energy. I would save that energy until the event opens, and then I would spend that energy that way. So you can do that here with the daily login rewards. You could also do it with the same technique using the R button. You can also cash in Skeletor's soul for further value if there is a soul chase tournament or event happening. So for example, if you wanted to save his 2-star soul, you can just use the same technique, pressing the letter R, and then we're going to have the option to get his 5-star soul. This would probably be worth saving at the very least, but you can definitely save all of his souls. So as long as you get through phase 1, you probably have to collect the 2-star and then enter to phase 2. You can actually queue up the 3-star, 4-star, and 5-star without collecting them, and then save them for a potential soul chase tournament. Again, you have to do this within the allotted time frame for the Skeletor chase. It says once unlocked, phase 2 rewards are only available for 21 days. So we can't save them forever, but just a little strategy for you guys to try to extract a little bit more value. There's no reason to really rush to pull Skeletor. So getting 30,000 CVC points or 500 champion chase points for him is just additional value, which is super, super nice. Now, if you guys are on mobile, this gets a little bit more tricky, but I'll tell you guys exactly what works for me. I play on my phone on mobile sometimes, actually pretty regularly now, just because I've been back in the office more recently, so I haven't been at home. So I've been playing a little bit more on mobile, and this technique totally works. So once on mobile, you get to this screen, the Skeletor chase screen. Don't click anything. Go and select airplane mode. Make sure your Wi-Fi is off and all that, just in case, but select airplane mode. Once airplane mode is active, then don't click the X button. I never touch the X button, but I would click somewhere else on the screen so that the splash screen kind of comes down. Once the splash screen comes down, you're going to get a pop-up that says your connection is whatever, it's not working. And then you have two options. One is to retry, and then the other option is to continue. What you want to do is you want to click continue on that pop-up. If you click retry, the pop-up will just keep popping up because your phone is trying to reconnect to the internet, but you're on airplane mode, so that's not going to work. But once you click continue, you should land in the Bastion. Once you're in the Bastion looks normal. Everything still visually works and all that stuff. But once you're in the Bastion, then turn the airplane mode off and then reconnect to the internet, and you're back. You're back in the game. You're connected back in the game, and you're out of this splash screen, and you did not collect the reward. That's how you do it on mobile. Yes, it can be tedious. Yes, you can fat finger it. Yes, you can mess up. So make sure you guys give yourself at least 1 or 2 days of messing it up. All right, guys. So that's really, really important. These are just extra ways to get more value from, already free stuff. We're getting a free champion. Might as well get some additional value from getting that free champion. All right, guys, that's going to be it for this video. Hopefully it was helpful for you guys, especially for the newer players out there. Like I said, the strategy is I use it all the time. So it gets a little bit more value out of some of these additional resources that we get in the game. And like, this kind of just further adds that this event, yes, it's kind of bad. Yes, it's kind of disappointing, but hey, we're still getting a bunch of free stuff for it, and we can take advantage of that wherever we can. If you guys enjoyed the content, make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe button. It would really, really help me out. Let me know in the comments below what you guys are planning to do this weekend. Thanks for watching until the end. Have a good one, and I'll see you guys in the next video.